Hello everyone, here we are. I got to switch this camera around. There we go. And there's the bottle of water. That we're going to demonstrate with. Hang on. How y'all doing? Comment, give a thumbs up. Let us know you're there. Watch this demonstration. This is the Super H2 stick right here. This is a packet of our new product. That what it'll do is it'll make hydrogen, and we're going to be able to see it in this bottle of water. So what I've done is I pulled the label off this bottle, and I've added enough water so it comes to the top. And now I'm going to add the Super H2 stick contents to that. Put the cap back on. And let's see what happens. You can see it churning around. How do you like my cool hat? I'm out hunting. Look at that. You can see it churning around in the bottle. This is making hydrogen. The power of hydrogen. You see all those bubbles in there? All right, keep watching. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a smiley face. Let me know you're there. Tell us where you're from. We're live. Facebook Live. You can feel the bottle of water is getting more firm. Tells us that it's filling up, it's expanding. Up at the top of the bottle, you can really see the bubbles coming there. If you could focus in on that. Anyhow, we're making hydrogen water. It's making it right in this bottle right here. I added the stick of hydrogen making compound. Hi Marie. What do you think of my cool hat? I bet you don't have those down there in Australia. We're making hydrogen. You can see all the bubbles that are formed in the bottle. Well, I just keep turning that up. We're making hydrogen. Hi Marjorie, how are you doing? We're making hydrogen. What I did is I took a bottle of water and I added one of the hydrogen sticks to it. You like that hat, huh? It's warm. See, all the fur. And then I can uncap it, pull it down. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to demonstrate the hydrogen water. You can feel that that bottle is getting full. There's bubbles in it. making hydrogen water. So this is something you can use on the road. Hydrogen is one of the best antioxidants known. I remember reading that it's more powerful than glutathione, more powerful than vitamin C by hundreds of times more powerful. And so what it does is it neutralizes the antioxidants. What it does is the hydrogen attaches to the OH molecule on the hydroxyl group on the free radicals, and that's one of the most dangerous free radicals that there are. And it turns the free radical into water. H plus OH equals H2O. So that's how it works. You can feel that bottle where before, you know how these plastic bottles, they really are squishy when you first get them. Here, I can grab another bottle here and I'll show you what I mean. This is what they normally do. You can see here that it's getting full. I've got my other products, got my H pill, my Super Omegas, Ripped, Ultramax, TSX, Brain Vitality. You can see it's still churning, it's making more hydrogen. I can see the little bubbles inside the water bottle yet. You can see that I had the bottle filled to the top with water, and you can see how it's compressed the water down. And now there's a little bit of headspace up there where there's actually a vapor up there, or that's where the hydrogen gas would be. Oops, you know, I might have told everybody that I was on the doctor's clinic page, and I accidentally opened it up on my regular Facebook page. I'm sorry, everyone. I'll share it over there with you in just a second. Marie or Marjorie, can you share this over onto the Sisel Doctor Clinics page? You can see how it's compressing it down up on the top, and we're seeing that there's, look at how that bottle has just gotten tight. I'm going to squeeze some of the air out. Look at that, how it instantly pushed that out. That's how much hydrogen is being produced in that bottle. Look at all the bubbles that have formed up along the top. Can you see that? Can you see those bubbles? For those of you that just joined us, Mike, I added one of the Super Hydrogen, Super H2 Stix to a bottle of water. And I'm making hydrogen. You can see all the bubbles forming on the top of the bottle. Hopefully you can see that from over there. Okay. I can still see it churning from here from my end. I know it's probably difficult to see it there. Hi, Rennie. Welcome to the call. We're making some hydrogen. You can see all the bubbles forming up on the top here. I've already released some of the pressure on the bottle because you could see that it compressed down. It left gas up on the top. It filled the bottle, the top ledge of it, with about a ½ inch of the hydrogen. So what it's doing is it's splitting the H and the O, the H2O, and then the hydrogen molecules. 2 hydrogen molecules are bonding together, and 2 oxygen molecules are bonding together. So you're getting a hydrogen and oxygen. So it's super hydrogenated water, and it's super oxygenated water. That's what it's doing right here. You can see that. You see those bubbles forming at the top here? Rennie, do you see that? You can really see it on my end over here. Again, you know, I released some of the pressure a little bit ago. It had compressed the water down. It made the bottle so tight that that on the top there was a head space of about a ½ inch, and I squeezed it out. And now we're seeing that again as the hydrogen is being formed. Can you see those? So Marie, what they're recommending is that you consume 1 per day. Can you see that on top? I'm going to see if I can get it close enough to the camera. You see those bubbles on the side of the water bottle? If you look on the top, you can see there's an airspace in there again. For those of you that have been with me since the beginning of the Facebook Live, I squeezed that air out when I added the hydrogen stick, and it created that airspace. And now what it's done again, look, you can see that air up in the top. I'm going to squeeze that out again, just to show you what this can do. So I'm gonna let that air out of there. Boy, you can just feel the pressure inside that bottle when I did that. And so you can watch here, maybe when it's on its side. You see that air bubble there? Can you see that? Right here. It's hard to show. Let me see if I can find a light to shine on there. But you can see the bubbles forming. Let me see if I can find a light to shine on there to demonstrate that. I'm not at my own house. I'm here at my friend's house, so I don't know where there's a flashlight right off the bat. Let me see if I can turn these lights on here. See if that helps. Yeah, actually, Rennie, what Tom is saying is that we should, I'll move that label. That was probably blocking part of your view. But what Tom is saying is that we should take and fill up a bottle with water, get rid of the head space on the top, and then what we do is add a ½ a stick, and then later in the day, use the other ½ a stick. Rennie, this is actually my phone that we're on right now. Yeah, so you want to, Rennie, you want to use a full bottle of water. You want to take and you want to get rid of that head space. You can see again here, you see how much bigger the air pocket has gotten in there. And what that is that's the hydrogen and the oxygen forming in the water. You can see here, look at how much air there is in the top of that bottle now again. You see that? You saw me just squeeze that out. So you want to use a full bottle, because what happens is if you don't have a full bottle, all of that hydrogen and oxygen stays up there in the airspace, and you want it to concentrate and stay in the water as much as you can. But you notice, look at how that you see on top there. You see that airspace on the top of the bottle? You see how it's getting more air in the top? Because the hydrogen and gas and the oxygen that's forming up in the top of the bottle. Can you see that there? Right, and you saw me squeeze that out. But look at how that headspace is getting deeper. Let me see if I can put a bottle down here to set this on so that you can watch that a little bit better. You see that? See how much air there is in there now? Right? That's just in how many minutes have we been on? And I've already squeezed the air out twice. Right? So you can feel how this bottle, I mean, it's lost the squishiness to it. Let me shake it up a little bit more here and see if I can get it to produce hydrogen even faster. Yeah, look at that. Look at how much airspace there is on the top of the bottle. Right? It's not because I'm dumping water out. I've got it capped. It's sealed. Shake it up a little bit more. Get those crystals in there to produce more hydrogen. Right? Look at that. Look at all the hydrogen that's being produced in the top of that bottle. Right up here. I squeezed all the air out of it before. I've done it twice now with this bottle. And you can see it just keeps forming more and more hydrogen. I'll shake that up a little bit more. Get it so it mixes the, look at that. I'm not dumping water out. That's just from the mixture. What it's doing is it's forming the hydrogen in there, the hydrogen and the oxygen. So the hydrogen is being generated because it's splitting the H from the O, right? So two hydrogen molecules bond together and form H2, and two oxygen molecules form together and they form O2. So we're getting hydrogen and oxygen gases in the top of that bottle. And hydrogen, again, being the most powerful antioxidant known on the planet, because it attaches to the hydroxyl group, the OH molecule that's formed on free radicals, and it turns the hydroxyl free radicals into water, to neutralize them. Marilyn, no, it's not electrolysis. What I did is I added one of our new Super H2 Stix to the bottle of water. This was a full bottle of water. There wasn't any air in it. I've squeezed the air out twice. You can see how much gas pressure there is in the top of the bottle. That's just in a few minutes. And I've already squeezed it out twice, right? And normally you wouldn't do that. Normally you wouldn't squeeze that out. You'd want to drink that. So what we're doing is we're making hydrogen water just by adding a Super H2 Stix to a plain bottle of water. And you can see here, I'm gonna release that pressure and watch what happens as I loosen the cap. See how it fills it back up? Okay. So I released the pressure. Now we should be able to see it as it forms more. Look at all those bubbles that are being released in there. Shake it up again. You can already see the air pocket on the top of the bottle. Marilyn, I'm not exactly sure what Tom's using in the Super H2 stick. But you can see, look at that. I let all the air out, and there's already a pocket of air on the top of the bottle. You see those bubbles forming in there? So that's how powerful this is. And so the whole idea is that in the morning you take one of these sticks and you put it in a full bottle of water and you drink it. And then use the other half of the stick in the afternoon and make another bottle of water in the afternoon, another bottle of hydrogen water in the afternoon. And the whole idea is that the hydrogen, it attaches to the hydroxyl group. So it attaches to hydroxyl group, which is the most damaging of the free radicals. And hydroxyl group is an OH, right? OH. And when you attach an H to OH, what do you got? You got H2O. H2O. Look at that. You can see, look at how the air pocket is already rebuilt on the top of the bottle. You see that? Look how quickly that air pocket is forming on the top. And what that air pocket is, look at that. It's already down below the lid, just in a couple of minutes like that. And what that air pocket again is, for folks that you just joined us now, what that is that's the hydrogen and the oxygen. They're being split, they're being separated. And it's forming hydrogen gas and oxygen. So this water that I'm demonstrating, it's super hydrogenated and it's super oxygenated water. Look at that. Look at that. You can see, can you see that? The air in the top of that bottle again? You see that? I dumped that out. So we want to use just a regular, pint bottle. That's, and I don't know if you guys call them pint bottle. Let's see, what is it? How many, I'm trying to see how many milliliters that is for those of you down in Australia. So it says 591 milliliters is what this bottle says here. I'm reading the other one, right? And look at that. Look at how much headspace there is there again. Okay? And that's just in a few minutes. Let me shake this up again. I just want to, normally I would have already drank it. Look at that. Look at how much airspace there is in there. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so it's just a, I guess a liter bottle. Yeah, 1 pint is what these bottles say. Yeah. So I just like shaking it up. Tom gave me this one to demonstrate. So Marilyn, what it's doing is that, I mean, it naturally you're getting more hydrogen, so it's going to be hydrogenated water, and when you drink that, it's gonna change the pH of your body. But I don't know necessarily if it's going to change the pH of the water, right? pH is a measure of hydrogen, free hydrogen. But look at that. Look at how much air there's in the top of that bottle again. Look at that. For those of you that have been with me since the beginning, Marie, isn't that amazing? Marjorie, isn't that amazing? I've pushed the air out 3 times already, and look at how much more air, look at how much more hydrogen it's produced. Can you imagine what that can do in your body? Hydrogen, that's the power of the sun. It's the most powerful antioxidant. Look at that. No trickery. I'm not a magician. Look at that. So, Marilyn, it's a gas. It's not air, because air is mostly nitrogen, right? When we look at air out here is mostly nitrogen. This is hydrogen, and this is oxygen, right? You see that? And I'm going to release it again just to show you. Look at what happens. As soon as I loosen up that cap, you see how it fills it back up, right? I'm going to shake this up. See if I can, I don't know how long this will stay active. I'm not familiar with this. Wow, look at that. I know you probably can't see it, but look at that. I look at how much that is. Right? I'm going to keep shaking that up. I want to just, I just want to demonstrate. Look at how it's filling that top of that bottle up again. Look at all the airspace in the top. I've already pushed I've already pushed the gases out of here 3 times. Isn't that amazing? So that's a ½ liter, Marjorie? Good. Okay. I don't know my liters. I don't know the metric system. Come on. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. We were still using the standard American measurements. I've only had to start learning this other stuff now because they started teaching it to us and then they said, oh, no, you're not going to have to know it. You're not going to have to know it. Now they're making us learn it anyhow. You know, and you know what they say, you can't teach an old dog a new trick, right? But I'm trying. So I think, Marilyn, you're going to want to use purified water. Look at all that gas that's formed in the top of the bottle. Again, I've already squeezed that out. This is the 4th time that I've squeezed that out of there. That oxygen and hydrogen. Again, for those of you that just joined us, I added one of our new products just for demonstration purposes. I added one of our new products to this water. It's called Supra H2 Stix, and what it is, it's a mixture of minerals that you put into the water, and it reacts with the hydrogen and the oxygen, and it splits them. And so here we got a super hydrogenated water. You can see that there's so much hydrogen and oxygen being split that it's actually forming a gas space at the top of the bottle. You see that? I'm going to shake it up again. You see that? Isn't that amazing? Look at all the gases that are being produced in that bottle. Right? Suppose if I lit a match, it would explode. Look at that. I probably will, Marjorie. I'll probably drink it with my age pill. But you can see here that again, it's the bottle's tight. So I'm going to release that pressure off there, release that gas pressure off the top, and I'm going to let that, see if it fills up one more time. And then I'm going to drink it. Again, you know, Michelle, Dottie, you just joined us. What I did is I added one of our new products. It's called Super H2 Stix. And what it does is you add it to water and it converts your water to super hydrogenated and super oxygenated water. And so what I've been doing is I've been demonstrating how much of the gases, the hydrogen and the oxygen is being made. I just squeezed off all the hydrogen, oxygen off the top, and you can see, look at the space at the top already. You see how much gas is being formed on the top? You see how there's an airspace up on the top? And watch that airspace as it produces more and more hydrogen and oxygen. You see that, Dottie? You see that, Michelle? You see how there's airspace in there? Right here at the top of the bottle. Right? Because I've got the cap on tight. So this product is reacting with the water, and what it's actually doing is it's splitting the hydrogen and the oxygen, and it's concentrating it into the water. But now since the water the bottle that I have is actually too small for the amount of the product, what it's actually doing is it's not dissolving into the water. So it is dissolved into the water. Will it have explosive properties? No, it's not concentrated enough. It's like 1.8 parts per million is what it is. So it's not like it's going to be like the what is that? The Hindenburg? Yeah, wasn't that the blimp that exploded? But look at that. Look at how much of this was formed up in the top once again, right? I'm going to shake it up. I want to see how much more I can get to form in this bottle. Let's see if it'll blow the top off. Ha ha! I feel like a mad scientist. So, Michelle, what this does is that when you drink this super hydrogenated water, it's diatomic hydrogen, and so the water is actually it's got concentrated hydrogen molecules in the water, and what that does is that the hydrogen combines onto the OH molecule, if you like a little bit of chemistry, and it attaches to the OH molecule on what's called the hydroxyl group, and that's the group, chemical group that's found on the most damaging of the free radicals, and so it neutralizes the free radicals in your body by converting them into water, because the H combines with the OH and it forms water, right? H2O. And so this is what it's doing in your body, and it's neutralizing all of the free radicals. And so in the water here, I'm just demonstrating how much hydrogen is actually produced. But look at that, how much more of the gases that are formed on the top of this bottle. Look at that. You can see it. You can see it forming as we're doing the demonstration. Look at that. You see the head space, the gas space on the top of the bottle, and I'm just trying to activate it more and more by keeping the particles mixed up in the bottle, right? Look at that. So anyhow, I told everybody that I'd be demonstrating this, and I mean, for less than a cup of coffee a day, you can be getting the power of hydrogen in your water. And you don't have to go out and buy an expensive machine. You don't have to buy a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 machine to make hydrogen water. For less than a cup of coffee a day, this is what you can have. And you can have it at your house. You can have it on the road. I mean, heck, I'm out deer hunting right now. I'm out deer hunting. and I took time off this afternoon to do this demonstration. Hi, Wilmer. Welcome to the call. I know that you just joined us, so you haven't got to watch what we're doing, but I added a Super H2 stick to a bottle of water, and I squeezed out all of the air, right? Well, it's not air, it's hydrogen and oxygen gases, and I've done this like 3 or 4 times, and you can see that what it's doing is it's splitting the hydrogen and oxygen, and it's forming as a gas on the top of the water bottle, and you can see that. I should jump on a trampoline. There's one right outside. It would run one right outside. Look at all that airspace in there. For those of you that have been watching, look at how much of the gases that are formed in the top of this bottle just in a few minutes, right? And so that hydrogen, again, it combines with the free radical group called the hydroxyl free radical, and it forms water, because H plus OH equals H2O. And I know I keep going over that, and for those of you that hate chemistry, you know, you got it, Wilmer? Can you explain that to everybody? Right? Easy to explain. Easy to explain. It's simply splitting the hydrogen and the oxygen, and it's making super hydrogenated, super oxygenated water, because it's got the H2 and the O2. Hi, Mary. Hi, Millie. Welcome to the call. So I'm demonstrating the Super H2 stick. I added it to a full bottle of water, and you can see I've squeezed the airspace out of it 4 times already. And you can see that this is how much hydrogen and oxygen it's forming in the water. Look at that spacer. I'm going to squeeze it out again and see if I can get another full bottle. But watch what happens. Look at that airspace. I'm going to just release the pressure. You notice how the gases come out, right? And now I'm going to shake it up and see if I can get it to do it again. Right? I might have used up all of the... Oh, no, look at that. Look at it go. Again, right here, look at how it's filled that up with gas right away. That's oxygen and hydrogen that it's splitting out of the water, right? And I just keep shaking this bottle up. Look at that. Right? Wilmer, that's exactly it. I'm gonna be dragging them out of the woods. Hopefully I do see a big one. I went out this morning and all I saw was little ones. So I came home and had a cup of coffee and some breakfast. Took a little nap because I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. But I came home and I took my TSX and I took my H pill and my Super Omega. Right? Let's see how much more of the gases we can get to form out of it. Look at, I mean, I wish you were here so you could see what I'm watching, and the bubbles just keep forming in the top of that. But look at how much of the more of the gases that's already formed just in a couple of seconds. A couple of minutes maybe. I'm not very good with time. I don't wear a watch. I get up when the sun shines in my eye usually. I go to bed when I'm tired. I wake up when I'm awake. It's a good life. Look at that. Look at how much hydrogen and oxygen it already formed. It's a cool cabin, Rennie. Yeah, it's actually Tom's boys' cabin up here in the mountains in Utah. I'm looking out the window over here, and I'm watching cattle walking around. Look at how much more of that gas that is formed in there. You see that? right? When I was with Tom on Thursday night, we had steak dinner, and I told him, you got to give me one of those sticks. He said, well, we don't have many. And I said, well, you got to give me one. I said, I'm going to go on Facebook Live. I'm going to demonstrate this for everybody, you know, because I wanted all of you to be able to see what it can do. Look at that. I mean, you're watching it right in front of your eyes, right? How easy is that to demonstrate, right? And then tonight, I'll post some science articles on hydrogen. I'll post some science articles on hydrogen on this page so that you can all share that with people. And then when this product comes out later this year and you demonstrate it to people, look at what you could do. Look how easy this is to demonstrate. Who couldn't do that, right? And all you have to remember is you just remember H plus OH equals what? H2O, right? And H2O is the chemical formula for water. Pretty simple, right? Look at that. I just think it's cooler than heck. Look at that. How much more airspace is on it. Hey, Jamie, how are things in Nebraska? Thumbs up, man. Are you out deer hunting? No, your deer hunting doesn't start until November. So I'm demonstrating the power of this Super H2 stick that Sisel's coming out with. I was able to get the company to give me one with the idea that here I am, I'm demonstrating on Facebook Live. But what I did is I took a full bottle of water, I filled it all the way to the very top, there was no air in it at all, and then I added this H2 stick, which is a powder, to that. And so, Jamie, what that does then is that the powder splits the H and the O, so it's oxygen and hydrogen. And you can see, again, I squeezed all the air out, and you can see how much oxygen, hydrogen, gas is on the top of the bottle. And it's starting to react a little bit slower, but I'm gonna squeeze this out. Watch how see how it fills that back up. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna see if I can get some more to form in there. Right, look at that, how quickly, look how quickly that forms the gas space on the top of the bottle, because it's splitting the hydrogen and the oxygen, right? Look at that. So again, what does that do for those of you that just joined us, is that when you drink the diatomic hydrogen water, what the hydrogen does is when it gets in your body, it attaches to what's called the hydroxyl group, which is part of the group on the most damaging of the free radicals, right? We've heard of free radicals, we've heard of antioxidants. And so what the hydrogen does, it's the most powerful antioxidant on the planet. It attaches to the OH, right? H plus OH equals H2O, right? So if this was a free radical in your body, it converts it to water, right? Safe. It makes it safe. And so what you want to do when these come out, again, I added a full one to my bottle of water. But normally what you would do is you would add a half of one of these to a bottle of water. I think we determined that it's a half-liter bottle down in Australia. Here in the United States, it's 20 fluid ounces, right? 1 pint, approximately 1 pint. And look at that. Look at how much of the gas had already formed in there. Remember, you just saw me squeeze that out. All the gas out of the bottle. And so, can you see those bubbles forming on the top? Right? Look at how much that's formed. Jamie, look at how much that's formed just since you've been on the call. Right? So you don't have to go buy those $5,000 hydrogen machines. You don't have to go buy those machines that make the, alkaline water, right? Because it's not actually the alkaline water that actually makes it healthy. It's actually because in the alkaline water, there's a small amount of hydrogen, right? This is what Tyler LeBaron found when he did his research, is he found that it's the hydrogen that makes the alkaline water actually healthy. Well, here you don't have to buy a $5,000 machine. Look at that. Look how much of the gas space it created in a bottle. And this is like the 5th or 6th time. I can't even remember how many times I've poured the gas out of the bottle. Look at that. It's starting to actually slow down now. Vivian, isn't that cool? I mean, just since you got on. I mean, we've already been on, what, for half an hour? 20 minutes or half an hour? Look at how much airspace has formed in the top of the bottle, on top of the water. So it's splitting up that much of the water into hydrogen and oxygen gases, right? Again, tonight when I get back from deer hunting, I'll post some of the science that talks about the power of hydrogen, diatomic hydrogen, and how it works, and actually how it's the most powerful antioxidant on the planet, and how it works to reduce and neutralize free radicals, right? Look at that. Look how much more just in the last couple of seconds. Isn't that cool, Vivian? Look at that. I'm just really happy that I was able to get one of these. They didn't want to really give me one, but I said, come on, I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to make a video, right? Look at all that's forming up there, and it's actually slowing down. I'll keep trying. You know, I'm ruining my hydrogen water. I won't be able to, it won't have, look at that. Look how quickly it went down below that line. Huh? We could also sell it as a new way to get rid of water, right? Throw this in your ditch. If you spill some water on the floor, you can just dump it on the floor. I'm just kidding, but you could, and it turns it in, evaporates it, right? Well, it doesn't evaporate it, it turns it into hydrogen and oxygen. Look at that. Am I boring some of you yet? What was that show with, was it Mrs. Doubtfire? When he was a scientist and he had that little dinosaur, right? That's what I feel like right now. Maybe I'm Mr. Doubtfire. Oh God, I get entertained so easily. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how much airspace is in there already. You see that? Let's see if we can get this bottle to explode. Exploding water bottles. Look at that. It's taking all the hydrogen and oxygen. Oh yeah, hey Vivian. I mean, this has got to be beneficial for everybody. Look at that. Look at how much hydrogen is being formed in there. It's going to be beneficial for every animal because they all get exposed to free radicals as well. It's not just humans. They're exposed to free radicals as well. Look at that. Look at how much airspace is in the top of that bottle. Again, folks, what I'm doing is I'm demonstrating the new product that we have. It's called Super H2 Stix. And what I did is I added it to a bottle of water. And I pushed all the air out of the bottle so it was just a full bottle of water. And I added that to it, and you can see how much gas is formed in the top of the bottle. Look at that, how much it's still working. And that was I started this about a half hour ago. Mrs. Bonfire, you're funny, Vivian. Well, children, I hope you liked that science experiment today. Look at that. That's the hydrogen and oxygen gases being split from the top of that bottle, from the water. See that? Right there. Does it work? Have I demonstrated enough to show that it works? All right. Well, thanks everyone. Have a great day. Over and out from Utah.